Hello everybody, this is Eric Rosenfeld, and this is another series of videos to dive a little bit deeper into the world of Keynote animation and how it can be used for user interface design. So for slide 2, we have an image gallery for a mobile app, a prototype for a mobile app, and you can see we have some placeholders right here, and then we have our main images here. Often you might load in a very small placeholder that you can repeat. It's going to be already part of the mobile app, and then that way, as images are downloaded for this app, you might not have these images part of the install. You might have them dynamically loaded from the web. So for this prototype, we just want to show how the images can be loaded on top of these placeholders. For our first step, we're going to animate in our placeholder graphics. So they're going to pop up on the screen. At this point, you'd have to plan for your motion. Do you want it just to fade in? Do you want it to scroll up from the bottom? I think we're going to use the sort of the fade and scale option here, because it just has a nice idea of what it's going to be. But you can see it's off. It's very slow. So let's just drop that down, to maybe 0.2 seconds. Yeah, because it's just, you just want a little bit of animation. So I'm going to go to each one now, fade and scale, drop it down to 0.2 seconds. Go to each one. Okay, now we have them all sort of playing one after each other. In fact, if I go to my build order, you can see I actually have them set to click. By default, it's going to click. So instead, I'm just going to say maybe after build 1, after build 2. So then that way they just come in one after another. All right, let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's going to work. Now you could also set with the delays. If you want to have, you could say with build 1 and click the delay if you want to have a little bit more control over that. But for right now, you can hit play up here and it's going to go full screen, or you can always just go to your build order and preview it. Now all we need to do is show how the images are going to be streamed into our interface. So I have the images over here. They're already nicely lined up, so I'm just going to line them up. And then do the same thing, animate each one in. Now, instead of using the sort of fade and scale, I think I'm just going to use the dissolve. So it's just a transparency dissolve that will come in. And let's preview that. I think for our prototype, that's a fine speed. So I'm just going to come in and I'll say dissolve on each one. Helps if you actually click what you're trying to click on. All right, now again, they're all set for click. So now we're going to say, okay, that first group's going to come in, and then we can say this one will start on our next click, and then everything else will come in just right after that build. And it's nice, that gives you a little visual indicator of how it's going to animate. All right, so we go back to the beginning. Everything comes in, and then we can. All right, now it's a little bit slow. So maybe we just come in, knock the duration down a bit, just so that it feels peppier, that our prototype feels peppy. Obviously, that would